Welcome to the Craftessa, everyone. If you are new, my name is Vanessa. On today's DIY video, we're going to make this modern and chic plant holder. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook where I post super quick and easy DIYs, and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I post new videos every week. Now let's get crafting. So for this project, to do this planter, you're going to need a bowl from the Dollar Tree, some caulk from the Dollar Tree, and a piece of sandpaper. All of these things I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and I chose this bowl because I actually like the shape of it. Don't worry that it is blue because the final product is not going to be blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece of sandpaper and I'm going to rub it all around the bowl in order to remove some of that shininess. This way the caulk would adhere much better to it, and it will actually make it dry a little bit quicker. So let's use the sandpaper to rub the bowl. Let's continue with that. So now that I sanded down the bowl, I'm going to take the caulking and I'm going to basically just spread it all over the bowl. Doesn't really matter in what pattern. We're just going to spread it around and make sure that the entire bowl is covered with the caulk. I'm going to try and do little sections by sections, so in case I get any type of ridges or if it's not covered well enough, I'll be able to fix it. Let's continue. So now I'm just going to use my hands to rub the caulking all over the bowl. It doesn't matter, it comes off pretty easily off your hands. All you have to do is wash them with a little soap and warm water. This way, by using your fingers, you can get in all the crevices of whatever vessel you're going to purchase. This bowl is pretty smooth, but I still wanted to use my hands in order to get a clean layer and a smooth layer on the bowl. So let's continue doing that. Covered the entire bowl with the caulking, I'm going to take a foam brush and a little bit of water to smooth out the caulking on the bowl, because obviously even though you use your hands to try and smooth it out as best as possible, it's not going to be perfect. So what I like to do is get those foam brushes, which you can get at the Dollar Tree as well, and just go over the caulking with a little bit of water. This way it'll give it a nice smooth finish. And there will be no ridges, there will be no extra caulking. So let's continue to smooth out the bowl using a little bit of water all around the bowl with the foam brush. So now that I've finished smoothing out the layer of caulking, I have a nice thick layer. I'm going to take a pen. This is a pen that I have, and it has a nice ball at the end. I'm going to take the pen and I'm going to dip it in the water, and I'm going to go all around the bowl to make a pattern, and it's just going to be basic dots all around the bowl. This takes a little bit of time if you want to have it even, but it's okay. I'm just going to go all around the bowl, just making these little indentations in the layer of the caulking. So when the caulking dries, we will have a pattern on the bowl. So let's continue doing that. completed the pattern, I'm going to let the bowl dry for a couple of hours until the caulking hardens, and then we will be able to spray paint it the color of our choosing, and I'm going to use silver. So let's wait for it to dry. So now the bowl is completely dry. I let it dry for a good 3 hours. It was dry before then, but I wanted to give it some extra time, so I let it dry for about 3 hours. Now the caulking has become hard, and now I am ready to spray paint it. So let's take it outside so we can use our spray paint. So now I'm going to give it a coat of white spray paint. The reason I'm going to do that is to basically use the white spray paint as a primer. And this way, when I use my metallic silver paint, it will look extra shiny because this way the white will cover up that blue that's showing through, and the silver metallic spray paint will adhere better to the white and will make it extremely shiny. So I let the white spray paint dry, and I'm going to use the Rust-Oleum metallic silver paint. And while I'm painting it, you're going to see how bright it looks because the white is going to make that silver spray paint shine even more. I'm going to give this bowl about 2 coats, and I'm going to let each coat dry in between. This way we don't get any drips. So let's finish doing that. So now that the bowl is dry, it's time to attach the legs. And what I'm going to use as legs are the paper towel holders from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use 3. I removed the outer circle ring, and I basically removed it with my hands. So I just pried it apart. So it leaves the inner circle and the legs. I'm going to use 3, basically in a tripod form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where it is that I'm going to make the holes in the bowl to attach the legs. Let's continue to do that. So now that I marked the holes, I'm going to use a drill to make the holes into the bowl. And as long as you're gentle and do not use that much force, nothing will happen to the bowl. So I'm going to go very easy and gentle where I marked the holes so we can attach the legs. Let's continue. So now that I drilled the holes, I am going to use zip ties. I also got those at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put the legs back in a tripod form, and I'm going to start attaching them and tying them to each other with the zip ties. And obviously we know that zip ties, once you grasp them on something, it holds them pretty tight. So these paper towel holders are not going to move once we tighten them with the zip ties. So I'm going to go in and out through each of the holes in order to grasp 2 at a time. So I'm going to take the zip tie and I'm going to bring it from the inside, and this way I can attach the next paper towel holder ring to another hole, and then we're going to secure it by attaching it to one of the other paper towel holders. So let's continue doing that. looks like. I actually added hot glue to some of the zip ties to give it a sturdier hold. I've changed my plants in this planter several times already, and it has been a-okay. I really love the way it turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell to get notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you all in my next DIY.